and welcome, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for a daily Liverpool news show. If you want to keep up to date on all things Liverpool related, whether that pre-match shows, your post-match shows as well. I did do a little vlog yesterday on the channel. I know we got beat 3-0, but it was a great experience. Whether it's you're watching under 21s, watching the main team, it's always great to get in Anfield anyway, and great to see a lot of young fans as well. I know when I was younger, I didn't get a lot of opportunities to go to ground, but it was great to see a lot of the younger generation get the opportunity, even if it is pre-season. It's an amazing experience, and I wish all of you could get that experience anyway. But hopefully, you're all having a good day anyway. Let me know if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and the follow button, and drop a like on the episode as well if you are enjoying it. And if you are on TikTok, trying to get to 500 followers, we're just past 400, which is absolutely fantastic. So appreciate everyone for the support on that as well. It's only going to be a short episode, everyone, but it's mainly centered around the main man that you can see behind me anyway, Tyler Morton. He has secured a loan to Blackburn Rovers anyway, so phenomenal stuff. If there's any Blackburn Rovers fans anyway, listen to a lot of pundits on Sky Sports over the last couple of days. Blackburn are probably one of the quite strong in the Championship. I think obviously the history they've got, obviously Kenny winning the title with them anyway, with Alan Shearer and the boys all those years ago anyway, but they have got aspirations of getting promoted back into the Premier League, and it's going to be an excellent environment for Tyler Morton to go into. But I've obviously got the club official statement, which I'll read out in a little second anyway, everyone. But we'll get to all your comments. If you are watching live, do always get your comments in anyway. We'll read them out as the show does go out live anyway. And if you are watching on repeat, just drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts on obviously the topic of the debate. Obviously Tyler Morton today. And obviously we've got the Fulham build up this week as well. So keep an eye out on the channel. And if any transfer proper news on the club website does get announced anyway, we'll speak about that anyway, and gauge your thoughts and opinions on that topic as it does progress. The Anfield Lark, good to see you building a good loan. Good to see us building a good loan relationship with Blackburn. 100% there, the Anfield Lark. Thank you very much for your support on not just today's episode, mate, and every single one of you. If you are watching on the repeat, really do appreciate it. You've all been absolutely bloody smashing it lately. But Anfield Lark in chat as well. As I said, good relationship with Blackburn. It's always good, especially how elite Liverpool in terms of we've got a world-class, at this current moment in time, we've got a world-class player in quite the majority of every single position, because that's where we are now. We are dining at the elite level, the top tier, with obviously like Manchester City, Real Madrid, and the other top clubs. So it's always going to be difficult unless you are, say, a player of the ability of Phil Foden or Trent, that type of quality, a player that is really generational, or a player that is within a squad, i.e. not Liverpool or a top 4, top 6 team, that is got an environment where your squad is not full of quality players in a variety of positions. And if you're a youngster coming through, and it probably is another show for another night or another month, that not just Liverpool, but a lot of English teams and clubs in around Europe as well, Spanish teams, Italian leagues, you're seeing quite a lot of English youngsters go to a lot more teams abroad, which is fantastic for their development. But they are getting sold and not really getting the opportunity, really. Play young players. Obviously, it's great to see Carvalho do so well in Fulham's academy. We've bought him anyway. He's chosen to represent the Portuguese national side anyway. And as I said, you have to be an elite level player at the minute. Obviously, Steven Gerrard and Jamie Carragher and the great legendary players that are before them as well. Trent, probably the main example at the minute in terms of breaking through and really establishing himself. You've seen with Curtis Jones, chat as well. Let me know if you are watching on the repeat or on live anyway. Curtis Jones, probably a big question mark over the next 2 to 3 years. I've got a lot of confidence. I know a lot of people that don't, but I think people criticise Curtis Jones for the sake of criticising him. Similar with the Henderson debacle over the last couple of days. I've said I wasn't Henderson's biggest fan over the last couple of years, and go back on my channel, but I'm not going to criticise the lad for the sake of criticising him and just make it be edgy anyway. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below anyway. But Curtis Jones, I'm hoping he does progress a lot more this year. But you're seeing the environment. We've seen the environment. Tyler Morton come in. He tried his best against Tottenham last year. He's a young lad, 19 years old. He's not always going to come into an elite environment and really, unless he's on he's not on the ability of Trent. Not many young players are. But Curtis Jones, as well as Tyler Morton, I think in the next year or two, if Curtis doesn't really progress as much as Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders desired and want, still Curtis is still a young player as well. I think everyone forgets. Tyler Morton's 19 years old anyway. Just get to your comments as well. Appreciate them. If you've got any questions or answers to chat as well, get them in. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, just smash that like button as well. Really just help the channel grow. Absolute legends. But in terms of the amount of games Tyler Morton has played for Liverpool as it stands at the minute, he's played 33 Premier League, 2 games anyway. He scored 6 goals and 7 assists. So let me pause there, just let me drag that over. So I can see it a bit better. There we go. Yeah, so he's played 15 under 18 Premier League games, scored in 3 goals, 5 assists. And obviously the FA Cup youth games anyway, he's played 7, scored 2, and obviously assisted 1 as well. And we'll go to obviously Liverpool's website anyway, official comments from there a couple of hours ago anyway. Liverpool midfielder Tyler Morton has joined Blackburn Rovers on a season-long loan deal. The academy graduate enjoyed a breakthrough campaign in the Reds' first team, making 9 appearances for the Jurgen Klopp side, including starts against Porto, AC Milan, and as I mentioned, Tottenham Hotspur last year. Morton, a regular in the Premier League 2 and the UEFA League Youth in the 2021-2022. Will now seek to gain further senior experience under the management of Joe Dahl Thomas at Ewood Park. Blackburn compete in obviously the Championship and began the new season with a 1-0 home win over Queen's Park Rangers on Saturday as well. I'm intrigued. If there's any Blackburn Rovers fans watching, let me know, how do you foresee your potential championship? As I said at the top of the show, I've listened to all the pundits and on Sky. I think Blackburn, by the sounds of it, might be wrong, but by the sounds of it, he's going into a very good competitive environment that has got the ability to give him first team minutes, and most importantly, he's going to be surrounded by decent level in terms of the championship. He's not going to be going to the championship and be going to a team where he's in an environment where he's fighting relegation anyway. And as obviously the Anfield Lark has mentioned before, Liverpool have kind of got a little bit of a great relationship going on at the minute, and that's obviously due to the philosophy in which Blackburn are probably utilising in their academy as well, and the way in which they transition into the first team football as well. So if a player's getting loaned out, you want them to be at least in an environment where they're trying to develop the characteristics that will help them long term in terms of if they are to see a young player progress in Liverpool's first team, the transition and the period of time in which you've spent on loan is not being wasted in reality. But let's get to Philip's comments as well. Really do appreciate you getting your comments in, mate. Tyler Morton's loan to Blackburn is a good move for him. Gets regular first team football and is good for us, especially if it's a successful loan. Philip, 100% there, mate. Hit the nail on the head as always, mate. How you doing, Yusuf? Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. American Scouts, people don't understand the value of Henderson. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years, and it's just edgy to hate players. And it's the thing. Like, if a player's had a bad game, I'll call him on it. But at the end of the day, he's a player for Liverpool Football Club, and players make mistakes. And even I said, go back and watch my Champions League final video. I was gutted, disappointed on what Carey has done all those years ago, but sometimes it's players do move on. But at the end of the day, when you're threatening players, especially on social media as well, Twitter's a crazy place. It's disgusting when you've got players, not just Liverpool players, but players or just people just giving out toxic vibes to people. Just like what is the point? Like, just respect people. Respect goes a long way anyway. It's not that hard. But yeah, 100% there, American Scouser. Good move for Tyler. Good move for us. Chance for him to develop his game and physically, which is really an area which he needs to improve on. Great comment there, mate. It's as absolutely. I didn't, obviously, yeah, I made out your comments to that, mate. Physicality, as we all know, the championship is an absolutely. It's probably one of the most physical leagues in European football in Europe anyway. It's I tell you what, the standard of football down there in the championship is very good. It is very good. There's a lot of massive institutions in terms of football clubs down there as well. You only have to look at Blackburn as well. Quite a big historic Premier League side anyway in terms of how long they were in the Premier League, especially when Sky got introduced as well. Used to collect all match attacks anyway back in the day before before FIFA Ultimate Team was a thing anyway. That used to be the thing. I don't even know if match attacks are still out now at the minute. But I think last time I checked, they were about like £1 or something. It was far too expensive now. But yeah, physical nature, American Scouser, as you said there, mate, it's so important that he does get this development. And as I said there, mate, and chat's already alluded to, the physical and the mental side of football as well. Certain players, and you could see he was struggling against Tottenham, but at the end of the day, we were heavily depleted and we needed Tyler Morton in that game as well. So he done his utmost best, but doing it in an environment where it's not like, say, if a player makes a mistake in Liverpool's first team, it's got the potential of having a detrimental impact in terms of Liverpool's campaign, going for league titles, and what we've seen over the last couple of years, we've missed out on the title by 1 or 2 points, haven't we? But the thing is, he can make his mistakes at a slightly lesser pressure cooker. Obviously, representing Blackburn Rovers is a massive thing. Like any club in the championship as well, regardless of whoever he went to. But there's a lot less pressure on him if he does make a mistake, and he's out of the limelight in reality, which is a good thing. And I think that's something potentially long term. If Liverpool in the next couple of years, next 1 or 2 years, if Liverpool do bring in a more senior midfielder, post James Milner, I tell you what, James Milner will be playing until he's 50. But if James Milner does leave and Liverpool do bring in 1 or 2 more less injured players, and they get an opportunity, and Curtis Jones in the next 2 to 3 years does get loaned out and he's getting first team regular football, and potentially if Jones in the next couple of years, or if Tyler Morton does very well at Blackburn and they get promoted and we loan him back out to Blackburn, or if we do sell him, whatever the future does hold for him, then that's only great for his development as well. Looks like Bajcetic might have got ahead of him in the pecking order. It's a great point, that, mate. Obviously, I did go to the game yesterday. Tyler Morton did play the whole 90 minutes anyway, which was interesting to say the least, mate. But yeah, 100%. I'd fully agree with you there, mate. Henderson may not be a technical player, but he's a great midfielder, workhorse, and leader. Yeah, they are all attributes that you need to be a very good footballer as well, Philip, innit? But it's the thing, he doesn't do rainbow flicks over midfielders in the Premier League, so he's not a good player, is he? Or he doesn't look good in compilations. Well, at the end of the day, I'm so blessed as well. I've had the privilege of watching all of us, especially my era as well. Steven Gerrard, Sammy Appiah as well. Great captains of Liverpool Football Club. Now Jordan Henderson, but he's our captain, and I wouldn't pick anyone over in Liverpool's team to be captain of the football club, because this lad, similar with Lucas Leiva as well, like both players. Obviously, Henderson's a lot better than Lucas anyway, but in terms of how their career went. Like Lucas, the amount of abuse you'd see Lucas get. And Lucas turned a lot of fans round, and there were still fans when he left, still giving him shit. And you're like, what is he meant to do? Lucas. And it'll be the same with Henderson. If he does retire, and hopefully he does retire with a lot more Premier League trophies, there'll always be people out there that will criticise his career at Liverpool Football Club. But this Henderson bleeds red. He'll die for the football club. He will do his utmost for Liverpool. And you only have to look at the documentaries, the great documentaries, even on BBC as well, and all the great charity work as well. Most importantly, he's done for not just Liverpool, but the food banks as well. He's probably one of the most vocal captains in the Premier League. within the Premier League in terms of obviously he was one of the first people to have a go at FSG behind closed doors as well. To say with their mistakes that they've made over the last couple of years, Henson was at the forefront to be on. No, what are you doing? But yeah, 100% there, Phil. Delighted he's been loaned out. Last lads, we sent to Blackburn, turned out all right. Yeah, not too bad. Obviously, Harvey Elliott as well, and obviously Anfield Lark did allude to as well. Harvey Elliott done quite well there, and hopefully, fingers crossed, he does have that same instant impact when he does come back as well. Only time will tell, but fingers crossed, mate. As well, absolutely quality. I hope you're doing good, Rob, as well. Appreciate you tuning in. We are blessed with some world-class captains. Henderson is everything you want your captain to be on and off the pitch as well. How you doing, Gary? Absolutely bloody legend. Over had a good day, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Evening, mate. Hope you're well. Not too bad, Chris. Most importantly, hope you are well as well, fella. And everyone, look after yourself. And I hope you had a good day in work or whatever you've been doing. Could Morton be recalled because of the injuries? No, he's only been loaned out today, Gary. That's one thing that we probably will round off. It was a great point that you mentioned there, Gary. But I think we've seen it was similar when the players that we did have out on loan in terms of our centre backs when we had that injury crisis. I don't think he'll be recalled because it's breaking your contract there. And I know Liverpool's his parent club and he's on loan at Blackburn. But for me, even if Liverpool did have some injuries, I don't think, unless it got to like the real bare bones in terms, obviously we're playing under 16. Well, you wouldn't be able to play under 16, or would you in the Premier League? Not so sure. Chat, let us know. But you'd have to be playing like you're under 17s or under 18s in the Premier League games. But we're talking about Fabinho getting injured, Henderson, Naby, I know Ox is injured at the minute. Or Harvey Elliott. I don't think it'd be the case, Gary. I wouldn't say. You want to hear the joke with you? Ferrari. Yeah, I'm not too into me F1, as you can tell, Chris. But as he said, as Chris has said, good move for Morton to get consistent first team football. 100% there, mate. You can't put a price on that. 100%. You think he was shifted to the 8 instead of due to the lack of physical strength? Potentially, mate, 100%. I think that potentially will be the case. As I said, we've seen Trent, even when Trent did first come into the Premier League or first come into Liverpool, his physique, he was still quite a young lad anyway. Trent, when he did first come in, he was 18, 19, whatever he was. But Morton, he's still 19 years old. You don't stop growing until you're, 21? So physically and mentally as well, and his in-game intelligence as well, he's still got quite a long way to go in terms of his elements. But hopefully it goes well, mate. But yeah, I fully agree with that. The American Scouser, mate. Morton, I mean, yeah, 100%, mate. I agree with that. Chat, let us know if you are watching on the repeat on what American Scouser said there in terms of that question. It's a great question. How you doing, Mickey, as well? Absolute bloody legend. Thank you very much. Had a good day with you, mate. You and your lads. Obviously, Clive, and obviously met up with Connor as well. But hopefully you got home safe. Most importantly, Mickey. And how you doing, Ross? Thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Absolute bloody legend. But that has concluded, everyone. As I said, it was only going to be a short one. But if people that are just jumping in now, I'll quickly go through, obviously, official announcements on Liverpool's website. Liverpool midfielder Tyler Morton has joined Blackburn Rovers on a season-long loan deal. The academy graduate enjoyed a breakthrough campaign in the Reds' first team last term, making 9 appearances for Jurgen Klopp's side, including starts against FC Porto, AC Milan, and Tottenham Hotspur as well. Morton, a regular in the under-20, the Premier League 2 and the UEFA Youth League in the under 2021-2022, will now seek to gain further senior experience under the management of Joe Dahl Thomas at Ewood Park. But all the best, Tyler. I think he's from Wallasey, Tyler Morton. Hang on, let's have a quick look at that. I think he is over the water. Where's his birthplace? Yeah, he's over the water anyway, Wallasey. So he's not quite an official Scouser anyway, but we'll have it. But everyone, have a lovely rest of your night, everyone. Look after yourselves, and most importantly, do get involved. I will always reply to you anyway, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode. As I said, apologies, I'm a bit late tonight. but I will be live tomorrow at 9 p.m. So I'll see you then, and hopefully we have a bit more news, because today there wasn't really too much, but it's exciting. We've got Fulham on the horizon, exciting times. But Reds and obviously rival fans, most importantly, really do appreciate obviously Mickey, Russ as well, the American Scouts, Chris, Gary, Rob as well, Philip, the official Y1B, Yusuf, and obviously the Anfield Lark as well. Most importantly, lads and ladies, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. And as I said, if any news relation breaks, that is actually concrete in terms of transfers, ins or outs, I'll do a video and do a live and jump on and speak to you. But as always, everyone, look after yourselves. Have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll see you at 9 p.m. GMT tomorrow on Facebook and YouTube as well. If you have got TikTok, wouldn't mind dropping a like, dropping us a follow on TikTok. Trying to get to 500 likes, absolute bloody legends. Really would appreciate it if you're on that platform anyway. But Reds, have a lovely rest of your night, and as always, make sure you haven't missed anyone's comments. It's quite old. Mickey's done a comment there. We got home late. Also stopped for. Oh no, not too bad there, Mickey. But everyone, look after yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9 p.m. See you later. Ta-ra.